What's up, you guys? Happy September. It's a new month, and with the new month, we're gonna get started doing things very new. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this September reading for us to see the messages that Spirit, our ancestors, our spirit guides, you know, the Most High, Divine Source, however you name it, God has for us at this time, and see what it is they would like for us to know. So, for one, I hope that you have had as peaceful as possible August, and that this month has started off fairly significant for you in some way. And yes, if you are in need of any readings, any self-help tools, any in reference to astrology and womb work, if you are in need of any conjure work, you can check out the link below in the description box, and you can check out and see what I have there on the website. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Send me an email, that is also below. So let's go ahead and get started for this month of September. Let's see what it is that we have coming toward us at this time. But you know what, before I get to pulling cards, I want to roll some dice. So let's get some dice out. And the key came out. So there may be a lot of internal hidden information being revealed to us. We may be opening some new doors as well. Perhaps something ancestral even. Something that's going to support us in moving forward. So the dice that's coming out here for September for us is Mercury in Scorpio in the 7th house. So Mercury in Scorpio, this is a lot of in-depth conversation within our relationships, communication. There may be a lot of investigation going on, like trying to get to the bottom of things when it comes to maybe contracts or work matters. To me, this is also about moving into our goals in reference to contracts, in reference to shared resources, right? And really attaining and being on the path of accumulating these things, right? But this is also, may also be having a lot of in-depth conversations with our family, with our siblings, okay? Maybe even just in our marriage relationships, like getting very intimate, very vulnerable, very transparent, possibly even trusting, okay? This can even be speaking about some hidden feelings coming to surface, or perhaps how some deception possibly that has happened and how that has affected us. There can also be a lot of learning at this time in regards to like occult matters, what is beyond the surface, what's hidden, right? So possibly astrology, divination, coffee cups, tea readings, tea leaf readings, things of that nature, mediumship that may be of service to helping move through any stagnant energy within relationships. This may even be support from, this is giving me like therapy vibes, working through the polarity within the self, like coming into balance of being giving and receiving kind of thing, right? In that masculine and feminine balance. Because what's facing me is the sun in Libra in the 11th house, and the 7th house is ruled by Libra, right? So we are meeting our partnership goals, okay? We are, whether that is in friendship, business, all right, any type of support we offer to those that we care in reference to their welfare, right? There may be some new contracts being signed in reference to this. There may be some marriage taking place during this time as well. And because the sun will be moving into Libra in on, what is it, September the 23rd. Okay, so perhaps if you have Libra in the 11th house, this message may be very specific for you. Okay, and if not, perhaps during, it seems like during Libra season, a lot of things like goals will be being met, right? And then through Scorpio season, the movement is taking place. The structure is being laid, in a sense. It's like this is giving very strong legacy vibes within relationships, right? Within work, even long-term goals are being met, and communicating and partnering with the people who it is that we need to partner with, so that everything can come about in the way in which it is that we want it to be, that we want it to come about. Okay, what else is here? It's a lot of the energy. Air and earth together isn't necessarily the best combination. They're actually enemies of one another. So, but the air is more dominant here. It's very dominant. So with that, there's just movement and understanding coming to what has not been spoken yet, right? Clarity being brought forth. The cobwebs are being cleared out. Like the wind is coming through drastically. It's a big change happening within our relationships in reference to the depths of ourselves, in relation to what we haven't been talking about, what we have yet to talk about, right? And coming into something new, coming into something fresh, lighter, more pleasant, much more beautiful, right? Because Mercury, Scorpio, and 7th house are all, they are very beautiful energies to me. Mercury represents, or is the ruler of, what is it, Gemini and Virgo. Right now we are in Virgo season. Okay, and Mercury is about to go into retrograde on the day of the full moon in Libra. Okay, and it's going to go back into Virgo. I believe that it may be on the 25th. Let me see. The 23rd, which is the day that the sun moves into Libra. Okay, so that span of time, this Mercury retrograde energy, this Libra season, it's all very predominant for us. Although we are in Virgo season, everything may be coming to fruition, or we may be finalizing things, I should say, come Libra season, with whatever it is that's coming up for us. There could even be some communication in reference to like financial support when it comes to like banks and loans and grants, those types of institutions, especially in regards to contracts. So that is a lot of in reference to like home purchasing cars, even, because Mercury represents vehicles. Okay, shared resources. And there's a change happening to all of these things, but it feels like in a very pleasant dynamic. Let's see, what else is happening here? A lot of manifestation taking place. Perhaps even some miracles, like, whoa, I can't even believe that was possible. Current. Accomplish. Embrace. Challenges. Support. Action. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So right now, we are in this space here at Ace of Baskets. So we're having new ideas coming forth that is ushering us into this new flow, this new movement, right? Is a very, the emotions are the forefront of any dynamic that's going on right now. All right, so baskets, water energy. This is a lot about relationships. The relationships are playing out very strong within this month of September. Okay, because Venus also moves into Libra. during this month of September. Okay, so the what we are going to be focusing on is justice. All right, Dr. Buzzard. So this is Libra energy. So things are playing out in our favor, right? By in this particular justice card, it's like by any means necessary kind of thing. It's like there is no nothing can stand in the way, no matter what it is, no matter what it is that you think can possibly stop you from making something happen. It can't, it won't, right? It will not. But this also, it's a lot of relationship energy here, you know, a lot of a lot of beauty happening here, okay? Because with this water, with us currently focusing on new endeavors, new relationships, new ideas, new inspiration, or being really connected to our intuition and our psychic awareness, and having this support us in the movement, in the flow, right? This is us being very focused on being fluid in our actions and what it is that we're doing, and allowing these things to really serve us and support us in a way that's going to bring about our desired outcomes, right? So this is, we are walking through some new door, whatever it is that we have yet to experience at this time. It is about to happen, right? And it has a lot to do around around stability, okay? And so we are accomplishing stability, right? We're going to be able, if we've been living, so for one, things are going to be moving very quickly. But outside of the things moving very quickly, it's going to slow down, right? It's going to, the speed is happening so that we can come to this space here of stability, so that we can be able to focus on our life, focus on ourselves, focus on our well-being, our health, and our family, okay? Really be able to show up and be in the world, in a sense. Yeah, be in the world, right? Like living, having the material possessions it is that we want, having the money it is that we want. This is, there are no worries for real with the daughter of baskets, because she's taking care of everybody. She's serving up plates of mac and cheese. Like that, cheese in itself is, you can look at that in multiple ways, but for me, cheese speaks about bounty. It speaks about transformation even, because pasta and cheese both go through a process from going from one state to another. It's formed as neither one of their forms start out in the way in which it began, you know, and in this, it's, the form has taken shape, it has transformed, and is becoming stable, becoming rooted even, right? There's a lot of comfort here, a lot of knowing that it's okay to go with the flow, right? That you can take your time now, that you don't have to rush things, that it's a lot of being very sure, right? Being on the path. And but what I'm getting is don't get to a place of complacency and stagnancy, but continue to put whatever efforts, whatever work in it is that you are needing to put in to keep it, right? It's like you got it now. What you gonna do to keep it? How you gonna stay? What consistency are you offering? That's what Daughter of Coins is a lot about: consistency, constancy. So we want to stay away from trying to do things alone, right? It's like, it's almost like you don't, this time is very important when it comes to partnership, because this is coming out in what's needing to be avoided. And with it being avoided, it's the latter of this, right? So it's like no broken relationships, no separation. This is not a time of divorce, you know. This is a time of, or separation. you know, or anything like that, whether that is in friendship, from work, or anything like that. It's more of a time of seeing things very clearly for what they are, getting to the root, like being committed, um, being in union, whether that is with oneself or with the other, right? And really taking that time to find that internal emotional balance that allows us to communicate, right? Because the way that this is aligning up with this Dr. Buzzard, it's like it's gonna take, you have to be at one in this space of wholeness within the self. You have to, it's a celebration taking place. And if you try to do this, try to separate the celebration that's coming forth, it's not necessarily not gonna happen, but it may not be as much of a thing to celebrate. So instead, focusing on stability, right? Focusing on the success that's coming, putting down roots, right? Maybe we are pulling the weeds out of something old so that new growth, new life can take place, right? And perhaps this has to do with the future, whether that is the future of us or the future of our children or the future of our work, right? But it's important that we be very passionate and spirited about what it is that we're doing, and that we believe, that we have faith for real, because this Two of Baskets in the avoid area can speak about not, it can speak about not, don't let go of the faith, don't let go of the belief, right, of what is possible, what is true. Okay, and kind of, it's like, don't be in this space of illusion, right? Whatever, it's no space for superficiality at this time, I guess is the best word, right? Because baskets can form a lot of illusions, and illusions are usually based in superficial things, like, so that is about, usually when we're caught up in illusions, because we're very focused on the surface level of something, right? Granted, I get it, everybody doesn't want to go into that depth of things, but this is Virgo season. Virgo wants to get to the bottom of things, and Scorpio came out. It is the investigator. It's going to figure it out, right? It's going to get all the pieces together, and Scorpio and Virgo together, they will definitely figure it out. They gonna find out all the details, okay? And so some challenges that might come up here is the Five of Sticks, right? So this in particular, this can be internal conflict. This can be a hard time of letting the past go. Oh, look at that. My nail's the same color as her dress. And so maybe, okay, so perhaps there is a lack of focus on the growth that is right now at this time, right? The beauty that lies within this time, the refining that is here, and instead caught up in the past. Or this can even be speaking about, I'ma just do this on my own. I'm better off by myself kind of energy, right? No matter what type of aspect of life that entails with you at this time, right? So this could be about work. It could, this can even speak to feeling like that you don't need to be connecting with spirit by any means. You don't need to be connecting with God, and you're just gonna figure it out. Right? You're gonna use your logic to get down to it instead of really feeling. But that's where the illusion comes in, right? That fire and air can cause a lot of chaos, right? But it's important to protect the self, to protect oneself, to protect what is being sought after here, right? And going about that in a way that is practical, right? Methodical. And the steps will be revealed on how it is that that's taking place, what that looks like, what that feels like even, okay? Because the support here is the Father of Coins. So perhaps this is a wealthy man here, or someone of high stature, someone who is like very responsible and who takes care of things, right? Coins is the highest suit in the tarot deck. So when you get to coins, every element exists here. Okay, so this is someone who has an emotional depth, who is inspired and passionate, right? Who has the knowledge to build the thing and make it a real thing, bring it into fruition. Okay, so this can be you, or this can be someone who you are connecting with, right? And that's interesting. Okay, so with this coming out underneath the Two of Baskets, I'm getting like Father of Coins in reverse. And Father of Coins in reverse is a person who is frivolous with money, in a sense, like take a lot of risk through gambling, doesn't really isn't responsible, in a sense, like just like will spend thrift on blowing money fast for real. Okay, and it's important to recognize where that's actually happening, right? But the support comes in being responsible, right? Talking about this, finding the balance within to connect with this aspect of oneself, right? And just being this and connecting with someone of this energy. Maybe this is literally someone, maybe this is your father, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be an earth sign, but if it is, what is that? Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, right? Or maybe this is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn person who is going to help you and support you in finding that balance, that stability it is that you are needing, that to make your world complete. Okay, so you need to let it come down, right? Whatever it is, it's like more illusions. It's like we have to see things very clearly for what it is that they are. We cannot be caught up in any type of fanciful kind of it's like we can't watch the world around us burning and say that all is well, right? Because in one point, some way or another, this does affect us, so it's like wherever it is that that's taking place, right? Wherever it's just time for a really drastic and radical change, that is the step to take. All right, so however we've been living, however we've been going about a thing, however it is that we have been seeing life, the eyes in which we've been seeing life, if we've been showing up in a way that we thought we was going to be able to show up in forever, that's not happening, especially if it hasn't been working, especially if the relationships haven't been thriving, right? Especially if the self hasn't been thriving, hasn't been finding any sort of success, any success in the home, any success in the home of self, right? It's a time of still, right? Wow, okay. So it's a time of finding inner stillness. Okay, getting very clear, finding the clarity within on what it is that you want, how it is that you want to go about doing that, and applying that, moving on that, and being flexible in how that comes. This has also a lot to do about standing up for yourself, your rights to, speak your mind and say what it is that you want to say. Okay, be who it is that you are. Be in your truth. Stand in your truth. And accepting what that is, what that looks like. And know that other people may not necessarily see things in the way in which it is that you see things, but that does not mean that two things cannot be true at the same time. That doesn't mean that they're wrong, and it doesn't mean that you are either. All right, and I guess that's a great paradox of life in general. It's important for everybody to be able to say their piece and what is what, you know, and really be accepting of the reality of things. Like, where is your mind? It's time to change the mind, for real. All right, because the big house, for me, this is Uranus energy, and Uranus right now is in Taurus. So we are in this space of having to realign either to new values or start living out the values that we have, that we haven't been, right? Like, our resources are changing, our possessions are changing, what we find worthy of our time and our investments are changing. And with that, the change that's going to have to come is how we see things, how we think about things. And perhaps we let our minds do way too much of this, okay, because this is coming out underneath here. So it's like this is coming to an end, though, that internal conflict, and it's time to be like in one space of one's self so that, you know, we can really just live for real. Live the life it is that we desire, what we want to have, how we want to feel, the goodness that we want to feel. Okay, so what else is here for us for September? All right, so we have the Vulnerabilty sprite. All right, and he speaks about transformation, and it says the ebb and flow of the tide carries good tidings. So perhaps things will be going up and down for us this month, right? But when there is an ebb, the flow will come through, right? And at the bottom here, we have the Emperor and intuition. So when it comes to our stability, when it comes to our foundations, when it comes to our authority, it's important for us to follow our intuition. What is that voice within telling us? And that's going to require us getting very still, or perhaps even we need to connect with people who can help us see things in a different light, okay? The Voyeur sprite says, look to the future and believe it is good. Big appointments with many important people are predicted because the Voyeur gather in numbers. An immortal sprite of lakes, pools, streams, and rivers, it reveals that you, like it, are special and that your life will be too. The company you keep is changing, as are the feelings someone has for you or a relationship you have with someone. A new and profound relationship will occur from a most unlikely meeting. The Voyeur shift shape and change shade, intimating that you may change your appearance or style quite happily. The power within you will enable you to achieve great things if you try. So do. Okay? And so it's a time to embrace change. It's a time to really allow things to be different, for new things to come about. And that's going to require change of us. And perhaps when we start feeling differently, you know, we might change something outside of ourselves, our clothes. The seasons are changing this month, so that may be playing a big role. All right, Venus is shifting. Mercury is going from Libra back into Virgo. The Sun is shifting into Libra. All right. We also have a new moon in Libra on the 25th, so that may be fairly significant. Even so, it's like the energy that we're at right now is it's about to harvest on this full moon that's coming up on the 5th in Pisces. And is it the 5th? No, it's the 10th. I'm sorry. So on the 10th, we may be where we are, these new ideas, these new relationships, these new feelings it is that we're having may be coming to a head on the 10th of the full moon. And we may be gaining some clarity surrounding something we weren't aware of. And we have the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. Okay, so back in March, where were you? What were you doing? What were you planning on doing? It's time to do that now. It's time to get serious about it, right? So we have the North Node, step out of your comfort zone. Okay, so whatever it is that you were used to doing, it's a good time to be open to doing something different. Like, maybe it's time for you to start paying a different amount of something than you have been. Right? And with the whole Scorpio and Mercury 7th house energy, maybe you're signing a contract that involves a different type of payment you've never involved yourself in before. Or perhaps it's been a long time since you've done something like that. What else is here? What other messages do we have here for September for the collective spirit? Those who are watching this collective. So we have grief. Okay. Allah speaks about grief. So there's something that we are storing, something that we are harboring within us. There may be some grief tied to a relationship that we are coming out of, right? And perhaps this may have been coming up a lot over the past 4 days, 3 days, right? So if there's been something that's been coming up in reference to that, or that timing of things, is really important to face this. And this may be coming up for release on the 11th of the month, so the day after the full moon. This full moon is really going to be illuminating a lot of things that have been really hidden away from us. But more so, this is more of an internal thing. It's about the self. This energy at the bottom here, we have masks. So who haven't you been being honest with? Who have you just been acting like everything is okay when it's not? What have you had stored within you? So Allah, she is in the Temple of Lovers, and her element is bush, so it's the earth. Ancient Mother Allah is the foremost Igbo Alusi deity. Goddess Allah oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. After death, humans return to the womb of Allah, replanted in the soul to reincarnate. Her guidance says, give spirit your grief, bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out, sob, shriek, shed tears, surrender to it. You are holding unprocessed grief. You want to skip over it and get back to normal, but grief doesn't go away because you ignore it. The only way to healing is to walk through it. Losing a loved one is the ultimate heartbreak, but you also experience grief after breakups, job loss, and disappointments. Self-love and self-care are required. Ask for support. Be gentle with yourself. Her declaration says, I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. So it's interesting. I don't know if I mentioned, I have a podcast on Spotify. It's called Lizzie's Charm Kitchen Conversations. And the first main episode, I talked about grief. That may be something you guys want to listen to. I go into the 5 stages of grief and some things that can support you, and I share a little bit about my own personal journey with grief. But it's really important to allow that to process, to go through the healing that comes with that, because okay, so there's some change happening here with this grief that we've been dealing with, and this is just changing us internally, but it's also changing us externally. Like, this may be shifting our health, our body, but in a very positive way, right? So getting into some ancestor veneration, okay? Maybe this has something surrounding your children, maybe your mothers, and this can even be grandmothers. This can be something in reference to your fertility, your ability to create, right? This can be surrounding your business, your work life, okay, your artistry. And it's now is the time to do what it is that needs to be done so that it can be released, because transformation and action is at hand here. Okay, so like I said, everything is moving very quickly. Very quickly. What is the personal power for us for this month of September? Personal power for the month of September. I am a creator, another pregnant woman. So some of you guys may be getting pregnant. Perhaps when you work through this grief or let go of this grief, it may make space for a new life to come through. Okay. The 10th, maybe the end of the month, maybe a fertile time for you. So during the new moon, okay, and there may be some pregnancy coming from there. Maybe you are creating something new. There may be something within. It may come from this new understanding of oneself, right? A new understanding of where it is that things have been and what they can no longer be. Okay, and bringing great change to that. This can even speak about like all the confusion in the mind coming to an end, right? And coming into this flow of life, taking your time and being really like, because something big is manifesting here. Both of these women are fairly far along in their pregnancy journey. At the bottom here we have I am connected, Gemini energy. So what's in Gemini? Mars is in Gemini right now, and it's going to go into retrograde on the 6th, I think. I can't recall. I can't be sure. But that may begin to play a very significant role in your life, right? So at this time, we'll be going within and reflecting on our actions, on our connections, on our relationships, on our communication, right? On our possessions, in when it has to do with vehicles and things of that nature, but maybe even our children, right? Because Gemini has a lot to do with childhood learning, childhood education, or maybe that is an area in your life where this grief actually has generated from. Okay, and so checking to see wherever Gemini is in your chart may support you in giving you some insight in there, or maybe getting you an astrology reading, right? Will be of service to you in that way. Okay, but like I was saying, both of these women, they're fairly far along in their gestation period, right? Probably third trimester. So things are about to be birthed. This is what we have been working towards, really wanting, right? Really praying over, really nurturing. Okay, and perhaps you have been nurturing this sense of grief, and it's time to, and in the letting go of this, we come out of this darkness into this light. Okay, into this light, and heal the heart. All right, heal the confidence, heal the nervous system, the digestive system. All right, healing the immune system as well, and healing and bringing clarity and understanding. Okay, and just being able to regain this connection with oneness of self, oneness with the divine. So what's the self-care energy here? Self-care energy for the collective for September. What message would you like to send us off with? Self-care. Fitness. Yes, so work it out. Okay? Work it out. Get into whatever program you've been wanting to sign up with that. You got your gym membership, go ahead and go and use that. Maybe you wanted to join some Pilates, all right? Maybe you want to join a biking class. Maybe you want to get on some long distance biking even. I don't know why biking is coming up, but maybe that's something that somebody wants to get into. Okay, maybe you want to be doing some deadlifts. All right, getting some weights in. I don't know what works for you. Whatever it is that works for you, do that. All right, do what it is that feels good to you, that gets your body moving, pumping, your blood flowing, your lymphatic system going. All right, and get fit. Right. Sometimes we have different focuses on our bodies, right, when it comes to exercise and things of that nature, but it feels like that this month is a focus on getting our bodies fit, getting toned, right, getting stable, getting strong, and strengthening the body. And so fitness can even be like a vinyasa yoga, all right, a hatha yoga, some hot movement, all right, those kind of things, some hot works. I think I seen an ad the other day for some hot works fitness. I don't know what that is, but maybe that's something for you. Okay, so yes, you guys. And what's at the bottom? Cafe. So get you your tea, get you your coffee, maybe go on a date, connect with someone. Yeah. Oh yeah. There may be a lot of reconnection at this time too, within the relationships. Um, Relationships coming back from the past. Right? Maybe y'all go and have coffee and talking about all the ways that you have not been showing up as yourself, right? And not being you, and wasn't feeling comfortable in being out of your comfort zone, and all the whatnots, y'all. Okay, so yes, you guys, that's it. That's all the things that Spirit has for us today for this month of September. I hope that these messages bless you, and yes, I will be putting out a lot more videos and just a lot of other things. Just taking my work seriously, right? Being here, being present. I know I said that once before, okay, but this time I'm for real. So y'all have a beautiful September. I hope that this full moon blesses you with things unexpected. All right, I hope that this Virgo season helps you get to the bottom of what needs to be expressed, spoken, felt, and lived. All right, y'all have a wonderful morning, noon, or night whenever you get a chance to watch this, and I will talk to you all really soon. Bye for now.